that is what every resident, not only here in Mombasa, but the three coastal counties that the government enforced the cessation of movement. Those are the counties of Kwale, the county of Mombasa, and as well as the county of Kilifi, where currently, where today that president's address definitely is expected to also paint picture of how the fight against COVID-19 has been going on, what the government has done, and of course also remember that the government further instituted a lockdown in Old Town within Mvita constituency, and that was because of the spike in terms of, in numbers of COVID-19 cases that have been witnessed in the region, because the government took this particular measure because this area was marked as one of the hotspots for the spread of the pandemic. But of course, even if the government, for instance, Zainab, decides to lift the cessation of movement in the county of Kilifi, we don't know, but if that happens and of course decides to still extend in other areas, then definitely that will mean that residents will still have to stay put here in the region. There's also Old Town area. Old Town area now enters, I think, 9 days since the enforcement of cessation of movement within that area was affected by the government, and of course this has had an economic impact to the residents, the businessmen here, because they've not, their movements have been limited. They cannot move in and out of these particular regions. But of course, remember, the president's address will definitely touch on great issues that perhaps maybe will definitely either convince the members of this particular region on how, if at all they'll decide to extend, then definitely I'm sure that they'll come up with more ways of instituting, if at all there'll be more measures in the fight against this pandemic. But of course, it has been a concern for even health authorities. There are areas here in Mombasa, for instance, Mvita constituency, where it has been recording cases of COVID-19. We've seen mass testing happening also in Likoni, where there have been cases for COVID-19 in Nyali as well. There have been cases Kilifi currently, according to an address that was given by the county governor, that is Amason Kingi. That particular region has no COVID-19 case. Kilifi, currently there's no person infected with the virus, but of course mass testing has been going on, and we've not had any case since the last 6 patients recovered from the virus. So we're only remaining with 2 coastal counties, that is in Mombasa and Kwale counties, where there are 2 patients, and of course hundreds others in the 2 counties who are currently in isolation. Mass testing is still going on in the region, and of course with the efforts to try and stem the spread of the virus. Remember, the government has been advocating for social distancing, regular washing of hands, and maintaining proper hygiene. But of course, if this, if the government anticipates to maybe extend the dawn to dusk curfew, then we expect also perhaps maybe to see more measures that maybe will be taken by the Ministry of Health in the fight against the spread of the virus. Back to you, Zainab.